I'm all about the art of slowing down and just relaxing for a hot minute so that you can get those insights of what it is that you really connect with. We don't dream enough, so that is also something I'm super passionate about, giving ourselves the space to dream.
It's all about listening to yourself and what's right for you. And that's actually how you find success for you, because if you try to do it the way everyone else tells you to do, you'll be miserable.
I decided to just have fun, experiment, get back in alignment with who I am, like you said, to my values. And I know that burnout is a real thing. So now I'm focusing more on healing through art and allowing that for people to discover more about themselves.
We then have to find our value and realize that who we are and our whole worth isn't in our productivity. It isn't in what we do. It's just innate. It just is.
If you're creative, you already know this. Art is healing. And that's actually the solution. You want to be more productive. If you've hit a wall, you got to take a break.
You are the one that you've been waiting for. No need to knock open the door. Take the leap and be the dream.
Be the Dream is your guide to authentically sharing your voice and stepping into the life you've always wanted. Whether through music, speaking, or creative expression, we're here to help you own your unique sound and make an impact. I'm Carolee Garrison, and this is your time. As a lighthouse for aspiring vocalists, I'm here to illuminate the path to fearless self-expression, helping you tap into your most vivacious voice. Through powerful interviews and expert insights, you're going to gain the confidence to be heard, be seen, and finally be the dream. Hey guys, welcome back to another incredible episode of the Be the Dream podcast. I hope that you're having an amazing summer, and I will tell you that most of these episodes that are coming out right now, I did record several months ago. I kind of batched all my episodes so that I could take a break for the summer and just spend the time with my kiddos. So I am recording this on, what is today, June 9th, this little intro, but these interviews that I did came out a hot minute ago. But I'm really excited as I go back and I edit and I listen to these interviews. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm just so in love with these beautiful people that are just finally getting their episodes aired on this show, and their beautiful stories and their incredible spirits, and they just have so much goodness to share with this world. And I'm so honored to get to have them aired on this show finally. So I hope that you will also love them and, share some of your heart and soul with them as they come and share some of their story here on this podcast. So today we have the incredible Clarissa Castillo-Ramsey. She blows me away with everything she's been through, with her resilience, with her mindset and her perspective shifts, and she just has taught me so much. I felt so inspired by this episode, and I think it's going to bring so much light into your life. So this is her bio for you. She says, life has a way of teaching us exactly what we need to learn. For Clarissa Castillo-Ramsey, PsyD, which I'm not totally sure what that means, that lesson came in the form of spasmodic dysphonia, a condition that challenged her relationship with her voice just as she was building her coaching practice. But what could have been a setback became a catalyst for deeper transformation, leading her to discover the profound healing of art and wellness practices. Today, she's an international best-selling author, an award-winning transformational coach, and an internationally collected abstract artist whose work touches lives across the globe. Through her top-rated podcast, Painting Your Path, which you have to go check out, she guides women in midlife and beyond to rediscover their authentic selves, helping them break free from imposter syndrome, release perfectionism, and reconnect with who they are before the world told them who to be. Drawing from her own journey and healing through art and personal development, Clarissa creates transformative experiences that blend creativity, wellness, and self-discovery. She's incredible. She has the most amazing journey, which you're going to see as she tells the story on this show. And I think that she's going to just blow you away. So let's dive in, and be sure to go check out her podcast and follow along with everything she is doing. Welcome, Clarissa. Welcome, Clarissa. I'm really excited to get to know you and to talk to you today. You are such an inspiration, and I'd love to dive in by asking you about your journey and how you got here, because you do so many things to help so many people, and you've really had quite a road getting here as you've become this incredible speaker and author and all these things that you do. I'm trying to answer your bio again because I was just so amazed at all the things that you do. So
Thank you,
journey
Carly.
a little bit. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Well, I've been on the planet for 52 years, so I'm going to try and condense it. But what I can tell you is that in my life, I've always had two through lines. One being art. I'm an artist. And the second is this desire to help people. My parents came to the United States from the Philippines. They're doctors, they're physicians. So I always saw that example of serving others, helping others heal. And I knew I didn't want to be a doctor, but I knew that helping people was in my DNA. But I grew up in a time in the 70s, the 80s, where it very much felt like the prescriptive: get good grades, go to a good school, get married. I didn't have kids, forgot about that part. And just, keep being this good citizen. And how that looked in my life was getting degrees that I thought my parents would approve, and just kind of going down that path. And I took a job, and then I got bored, wasn't happy with it. So I decided, okay, I'm an artist. I have to do something a little creative. So I did have a career as a graphic designer for a company called the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. And that was super fun. But then you get to a point, before we hit record, we talked about just reinvention. So I'm the type of person who's going to reinvent herself every 4 to 7 years. So after my graphic design phase, I wanted to get back into human resources. That was one of the degrees I had in college, but I didn't. I wanted to do not transactional paperwork, but really helping employees develop themselves. So I went back to school for organizational psychology, had a couple of other jobs in between, but my dream career, I landed that in 2010.
Ooh, what was the dream?
The dream job was to be a professional development coach within an organization.
Amazing.
So I got to do that for 11 years, and I kept getting promoted and adding more to my plate. Then the pandemic hit. And I think that was a time when everyone asked themselves, am I living my purpose? Am I really doing the thing that I was meant to do? And I know that's what you're all about. Be the dream, right?
Yes.
And I knew that eventually I'd wanted to work for myself. So I finally took the leap in 2021, mid 2021, to work for myself. And it has been such a roller coaster ride, as
Yeah.
figuring things out, like listening to other people, but you don't want to drown yourself out too, because that's what I did. I was
Hmm.
like, let me learn all the things. Let me like dive into this path of
Right.
entrepreneurship.
And it becomes so much just like the version
Yes.
of like go to college, get a degree, and here's the way to find happiness and success. Here's the way to do the things people tell you is the path. And entrepreneurship can look
Right.
exactly the same when it's like, well, here's what you do to be successful. Go do it. And then you're like, wait a minute. Actually, it's all about listening to yourself and what's right for you. And that's
Yes.
actually how you find success for you. Because if you try to do it the way everyone else tells you to do, you'll be miserable.
Yes. And, I think during the pandemic, everybody had to be at home. So online businesses like were the place to be because people had Zoom, people had to be at home. And so I found it to be kind of easy to connect with people, to have that early success. But after doing that for about 2 years, I got burned out because, like you said, it's sort of like having a job again, right?
Yeah.
In a different skin. And so I love doing summits. I continue to do summits because I love collaboration. But at the end of 2022, I was supposed to go live with one of my speakers. And they said to me, Clarissa, are you sure you want to go live right now? And I said, what do you mean? And they said, you look really tired. Are you okay? And I was like, I hadn't even like thought it. Didn't necessarily feel burnt out, but it showed. And so I think I still did the live with my speaker, but that winter of 2022 and then into early 2023, I got sick and I ended up going. Okay, so then I was invited to be a speaker at this International Women's Day event. I'm on the panel, and the MC asked me a question, and I could not even make a sound. Like, I had to whisper. I was like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, I love this event. I love this topic that we're talking about, but I just couldn't talk. And I thought it was laryngitis, but it wouldn't go away. And I got diagnosed eventually with spasmodic dysphonia, which is a rare vocal disease. And they say they don't know what causes it. But for sure, stress is something that is a part of it. And I knew at that time I literally just had to shut up and go within. And so for most of 2023, that was like a really tough year for me. And I didn't work. I just kind of sat with this, tried to like figure it out. And the more I tried to figure it out, the worse it got. So
Because your whole everything, like your whole identity was wrapped up in using your voice. And like
yes.
as a singer and as a speaker, I'm like, we wrap our whole identities in our careers, and then that's who we are. It's what we do. And then it's like, who are we if that goes away? And we have to find,
Right.
we then have to find our value and realize that like who we are and our whole worth isn't in our productivity. It isn't in what we do. It's just innate. It just is. Even if you're sitting on the couch, unable to do all the things you used to be able to do, like you still have this core essence of value. It wasn't what you've been going through, but I had back to back like massive concussions last year and had to just like
Oh,
couldn't
yes.
couldn't like look at anything, couldn't move because I would just be so sick. And it's so hard when you're like suddenly taken out from everything you're normally able to do.
Yes. And, once I let go, once I surrendered, once I said, okay, Clarissa, you have this for now, because I know eventually I've met people who've had this and it's gone away. So it's like, this is a lesson in patience. This is a lesson in tuning in. This is a lesson in tuning out the noise. And so all of 2024, I decided to just have fun, experiment, get back in alignment with who I am, like you said, to my values. And so I decided I'm looking at business in a completely different way. I'm going to do the programs that I wanted to do at the beginning, but followed my coach's prescription. And I'm not blaming her. Like, we all have to start somewhere, right? But I finally allowed myself to do the things that I wanted to do, figured out what did I like, what didn't I like, and that's where I am today. And what's different is I'm really embracing my artist self because that was still something that I kind of had on the side because I'm a multi-passionate person. I'm an author,
Yeah.
I'm a podcaster, I'm a coach. I do a lot of different things.
Well, and I don't know if you know this, my show used to be called Multi-Passionate Mama for like all of the
Oh,
100 things that I was like, I'm doing everything. So I totally embrace like, let's love all the parts of ourselves.
yes.
And it's so beautiful when part of you kind of goes down and you're like,
Yes.
let me love on this other part of me. Especially I find that when you
Exactly.
turn one of your passions into a business and then you kind of go, oh, the love for that sort of fades when you turn it into a have to. Like, it's not that the love for it fades, it's that the pressure becomes overwhelming. And then you're like, wait, it's not as fun anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, I used to help people make their corporate exit plan and start their own creative business. But now with this focal condition, like, my health, my wellness is just at the forefront of my mind. And I know that burnout is a real thing. So now I'm focusing more on healing through art and allowing that for people to discover more about themselves. And so that's what I'm really passionate about today.
That's so beautiful. And it opens up this avenue of like, how can we be creative in alternative ways? I mean, I know coaches who do all of their coaching through Voxer, who do all of it through messaging, who don't speak. Like, there are like who don't do one-on-ones through like vocal speaking, but they do it all through text, and it's like just as powerful and even more
Right.
powerful. And like, there's all of these avenues that we have the ability to explore that we don't really know or allow ourselves to explore until we are pushed to be creative.
That's right. That's right. And, I think being in this space right now, it really has granted me the power to really be a really good listener. I felt like, because I'm a coach, I'm a pretty good listener, but even more so now, tuning into the clients that I do have and helping, like, really hearing them. And it's just helped me elevate as a coach too. So this whole thing has been a blessing that I couldn't see at first.
It's amazing. And that shift in perspective is everything, because you can become really bogged down in it and it can take over, or you can find the light in it.
And 2023, that was the dark time, but I'm so happy that I've shifted out of that.
So tell us, how do you help your clients now? How do you help them through art? Tell us about your business right now.
Yes, thank you for asking. So I'm really helping my clients get back to their creative side.
Mm.
And I'm all about mind, body, spirit. So everything that I do has a component of creativity, of art. There's also movement that we do, and it's, whether it's having a dance party, whether it's focusing on breath, just to get us moving, because sitting is the new smoking, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
So, we have to attune to our body. We have to take care of it. So I'm really incorporating those elements more now into my practices, as well as journaling, a time for reflection and conversation. So so that's what I'm doing. And I have this 6-week program that I call the Art of Becoming, where I just take them through different creative practices, different movement practices, different journaling topics, really to help them get back to their creative self.
It's so beautiful. And I love how you are able to incorporate everything that you've learned in this experience that you've had to help other people become more in tune to themselves, because it's something that we all really need. And in this, hustle culture that we live in, it's so easy to stop listening to our bodies and to stop listening to what we really need. But you've lived this experience of, wait, you have to come home to yourself before something happens.
Yes.
Like, you have to come home to yourself so that you can be more aligned with your business, so that you can lead a happier life. And so you're
Yes.
able to teach people from that perspective that is like so much more wise than most people have ever experienced.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about the art of slowing down and just relaxing for a hot minute so that you can get those um, insights of what it is that you really connect with. And I also think as adults, we don't dream enough. So that is also something I'm super passionate about, giving ourselves the space to dream. Like the name of your podcast, Be the Dream.
Yeah,
It's so
step into
critical.
that. Yeah. So how help us understand how art can change our lives and how we can,
Yes.
do more of that. Because as adults, it's so easy to look at art as like, well, that's something kids do, especially if I haven't
Right.
trained as an artist, then I don't have any
Yes.
business picking up a paintbrush. But it's such a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. I love painting, but
Right. Yeah. And when people tell me they're not creative, I say
Mm,
that's BS. If you got dressed this morning, you had to use some creativity to put your outfit together.
mhm.
If you're short on time and you're hungry, you've had to whip something up together. If you have ever told a white lie in your life, you are creative. Being creative does not necessarily mean being an artist, being a musician. We all have the power. We're all artists, in my opinion. And there's so much research coming out. If you're creative, you already know this. Art is healing. And there's so much research out there. There's the book, Your Brain on Art. There's a
Mm.
book called The Connection Cure. Um, if you do 20 minutes of doodling, that can help you just refocus and reset your day. 45 minutes of just art play, putting colors on paper, that brings your stress level down. So there
It's
is science behind this.
it's amazing like the benefits of art, and it's so easy to think that it's this I don't know, waste of time and useless thing. And I just feel that kind of vibe in our culture of like, no, we have to be productive every moment. We've got to be doing things, but how beneficial it is for our bodies and our souls and our spirits to take that time to renew and be creative, and how much better like our problem solving skills are when we have taken that time
That's
to
right.
do those things.
Yeah, and that's actually the solution. You want to be more productive. If you've hit a wall, you got to take a break. Like doing more is not gonna get you better results. You're gonna get diminishing returns. So go take an art break. Go doodle for a couple minutes, and that will help your productivity in the long run.
Amazing. So, what's one thing we can do today to help us really ignite that creativity?
One thing you can do is just notice colors. If you can just go outside, and if it's snowing where you are and you don't want to go outside, just look out your window and just notice the different shades of green on the trees or even white. Notice, like, where is it super white? Where is it less white in the snow? What colors do you see of the flowers? And just notice, like, that is an art in and of itself. And nature is like the ultimate, I think, art maker because there's so much beauty out there. So you don't even have to make anything, even recognizing, even looking at beauty. That also counts. That also can help lower your blood pressure. Take the stress down is just by noticing.
That's so beautiful. Like mindfulness counts as creativity. Like it's so just soaking in the beauty that is around us counts as being creative, and it improves our, our creativity circulation.
Yes, it
What
really
an
does.
what an incredible idea. I love that so much. So
Yeah, and
amazing.
it's free.
Yeah.
And it's easy to do. It is so easy to, and just do it for, like, they say it takes 21 days to build a habit, but just notice and see and take your own, like, inventory. How does it make you feel? And I will guarantee it'll make you feel better.
That's so inspiring. Like, I find so much inspiration in nature and in just the beauty that is everywhere around us.
If we just take the time to slow down and see it.
And isn't that the dream? Like when we're dreaming and like when we want to beat the dream, like it's I don't know. I think a lot of times we're not like, yay, I want $1 million. We're like, no, I'm imagining myself on a beach with my family or like doing the thing, like enjoying my life. It's not
This
about like a stack of money because it's about how that money helps you feel and live and breathe and enjoy.
eat.
So
And
imagine the enjoyment.
yeah, and I don't know about you, but this is true for me. Like, I left a great career, I left a great income, and I'm not quite back there yet. However, like, I'd never go back. Like what I have now, the time freedom that I have. Yes, having a business takes work, but you get to choose, like, how you want to frame your day. And to me, that's priceless.
Yes. And I love this because it's like money's not really the dream. It's really the freedom and the beauty and the space that is the
Yes.
true dream.
Yeah. And the impact that you want to make, like, you really get to focus on that and
Ah,
embody it.
that's so beautiful. Thank you. Tell us how we can
Yeah.
find you and follow you and work with you and all the things.
Oh, thanks. I have a podcast too called Painting Your Path, which
Yes.
Kelsey, you've got to be on.
Yes.
You would be a perfect guest. So follow me on that podcast. And I got suspended from Instagram, but I'm back under a new
Oh,
handle.
Instagram.
And my new handle is my name, Clarissa Castillo-Ramsey art. I know that's really long, so feel free to follow me there too.
Oh, I'm so excited. And Painting Your Path. What a beautiful title. Like,
Thank you.
oh, love
Yeah,
it. It's
because we're all
so
painting our path, right?
Yeah, and it's a beautiful metaphor because you get to choose the colors and you get to choose your perspective, and we all interpret art differently, and we get to interpret our lives. And I just love it. I love it so much.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Be the Dream podcast. In the show notes, you're going to find links to be a guest on the show, the free Jumpstart Journal, and a place to book your free 15-minute one-on-one coaching call where I will guide you on how to step more fully into your dream. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend. Let them know that you're thinking about them, and let's share inspiration with as many people as we can. We could all use a little more motivation. See you next time, and until then, remember to be the dream.